On the evening of the 9th of June 2013, Maureen Kelly was hanging out with a group of friends at Canyon Creek Campground in Gifford-Pinchot National Forest when she informed them that she was going on a spiritual quest and wouldn't be back until midnight. After Kelly didn't return by the early hours the next morning, her friends reported her missing. Maureen Anu Kelly was born on the 26th of September 1993 with a Pacific Islander heritage and was raised by a single mother, Mapuana, in Vancouver, Washington. Known as Anu to her friends, she graduated from Lewis and Clark High School and was an aspiring singer and songwriter, often posting ukulele videos on her YouTube channel. Her last video was uploaded just 2 days before her disappearance. Cherie Capu, her half-sister, described her as a very laid-back, carefree girl and an affectionate person. According to an undersheriff, Kelly had spoken to her friends and family about going on a spiritual quest for some time prior to her disappearance, and her peers felt that this is something she needed to do. Gifford-Pinchot National Forest is located in southern Washington and has an area of 1.32 million acres, extending 116 kilometres to the western slopes of Cascade Range from Mount Rainier National Park to the Columbia River. It's located on the crest of the South Cascades of Washington state, spread out over forests, high mountain meadows, glaciers and volcanic peaks. So it seems to be quite a rough area to go hiking in. The highest point of the forest is just over 12,000 feet at the top of Mount Adams, the second tallest volcano in the state. It also includes the Mount St. Helens National Volcanic Monument, which spans about 110,000 acres. So just a very large span of woodlands, mountainous areas and whatnot. I personally would not hike by myself in an area like that, but if someone is quite confident in that and has experience, then that's a different story. I'm not too sure if Kelly had that experience and whether she was like a seasoned hiker. I didn't find that in the research, but if she was, then I'd understand how she felt confident to just go by herself. The Canyon Creek campground itself is a small, lightly used campground tucked into a dense forest adjacent to Canyon Creek. 8 campsites are available for tent camping, only with a table and fire ring. So it's safe to say it's not a very big campsite and it's quite out in the sticks. On the night of Kelly's disappearance, she was hanging out with her friends at the campground, and at about 5 p.m. she told them she would be going on a spiritual quest, ensuring them she would be back by midnight. Kelly then proceeded to remove all her clothes, including her shoes, and walked into the woods wearing only a fanny pack containing knives, matches, and a compass. Although Kelly's friends expected her to return within a few hours, as she said, she never did, and they reported her missing in the early hours of the next morning. The Skamania County Sheriff's Department carried out a 1-week-long search. Under Sheriff Dave Cox said she had talked about doing the spiritual quest for evidently quite some time. The folks that she was with, they said this was something she needed to do. It's a rough, remote area with a lot of timber and brush. It's going to be a tough go for her, especially with no shoes. Yeah, I mean, it's a whole different story if you don't have any shoes. I mean, just trying to just walk down the street with no shoes is a hard enough thing to do, but imagine just trying to like climb up rocky mountainous areas in like with bare feet. That must have been excruciating. While it was a little bit unusual for a 19-year-old to leave a campsite nude, Cox said there was no indication that she was on drugs at the time of her disappearance. And as we've heard, it was something she was talking about for quite a while, so it's not like she just suddenly decided to do it on the night. I think it's safe to say there was no drugs or alcohol involved that would determine that choice of hers. Canyon Creek, as we know, is steep and mountainous with heavy timber and brush, and Sharon Ward of Pacific Crest Search Dogs said where she entered the creek is amazingly steep. It's called Canyon Creek Campground for a reason. It's very, very steep. So how she got down there barefoot is a wonder, and how she came up out of the bottom is a wonder. After discovering bare footprints that appeared to match the size of Kelly's feet, search teams worked out that she had crossed Canyon Creek and climbed upwards towards Forest Service 54, but they lost the trail after that. Canine units were also reportedly unable to pick up a trace. Dave Cox said that the weather did interfere with the search. A thick cloud prevented helicopters from scanning the Canyon Creek area for signs of Kelly. This limited rescue crews to search on land only. Cox said that because there's so much underbrush, a searcher could literally walk right on top of somebody if they're rolled under a log and never know it. It's likely due to this that the search was suspended just after 2 days, but resumed briefly after her family and friends protested, which is just insane. Like, a group of people had to protest them to carry on after 2 days. So it just means it was really bad, I guess. But 2 days, like, you would hope that without them protesting and asking them to continue to do the search, that they would have anyway, when the weather improved, but we don't know. Despite the best efforts of official search and rescue teams and many, many volunteers, the search for Kelly turned up nothing. The search officially ended at 6 p.m. on the 15th of June, a day on which 75 volunteers had covered 4 square miles of terrain. So this was about a week of searching in the end, but absolutely nothing was found. Although the weather on the day that Kelly disappeared was mild, the temperatures that night dipped into the 40s, or about 4 degrees Celsius, and there was some light rain as well. Although the authorities believe she succumbed to a fall or exposure, her family and friends have a different theory. Her friend Yasmin said she may not want to be found. Authorities don't suspect foul play in Kelly's disappearance, and due to the low temperature that night and the fact that she hadn't been wearing any clothes, it's believed that Kelly likely died of hypothermia. But this can't be proven because her body hasn't been found. In August 2024, human remains were discovered in the forest where Kelly disappeared, which were believed to possibly be those of Kelly or Christopher Zitziewicz, another hiker who disappeared in 2013, though this hasn't been confirmed. This is a really interesting case because it just shows that in the most innocent of situations, disaster can just occur. Kelly just wanted to go on a spiritual quest and be in the moment, and then this happens. I think it's very plausible that she did die of hypothermia, considering the fact that she was obviously nude. But the hardest part, obviously, is that her body hasn't been found. So this mystery just naturally fuels doubt and conspiracy theories about what actually happened to her. And that is the oddest part about this case. But I really hope you enjoyed this, and if you want to see any more disappearance cases from me, I absolutely will. Just let me know in the comments below what you want to see. But until next time, guys, take care.